There she is, ladies and gentlemen. Isn't she a beauty? Oh, I love this airplane. I love it, I love it, I love it. Beautiful modeling, and an absolute joy to fly as well. So we're going to jump inside. And actually, this aircraft has checklists built into FSX. I also have them printed out just for funsies. But I'll have them up so you can read along with me. Can we actually check these? No, we can't. Okay, so our parking brake needs to be set. All switches need to be off, which means this needs to come off, that needs to come off. Those are closed. Everything else looks off. Yeah, that's just co-pilot or pilot. We'll leave it on pilot. Alright, landing gear handle is down. Battery switch can come on. It's going to be here. Fuel quantity needs to be checked. And that is, if I can remember where that is, that would be great. Here it is. Left tank and right tank. Good. We got 67 and 67, which is about 133. So it looks like this loads fuel properly. Alright, cowl flap switch needs to come open. Battery switch can go off once the cowl flaps are opened. Which, can we see them from here? I feel like we should be able to. Maybe not. Alright, battery can come off. Oxygen pressure needs to be checked, which it's good. Trim tabs need to be set to 0. There we go. Before starting the engine, we are secured. Seat and rudder pedals, we are adjusted fine. Alright. Full and free movement on the controls, which we have. Cowl flaps are open, circuit breakers are in, fuel selectors can come on. And where are the fuel selectors? I just assume that they're fine because I don't think I've ever... Oh, there we are. Yep, they are on. Alright, so now our throttle can come to 1/2 inch open. Propeller levers can come fully forward. Hold on, something's not right here. Oh no, battery switch is still off. Mixture controls forward 3 seconds to prime. And then back to idle. Alright, battery switch can now come on. Alright, starting the first engine. Over to both. We need the boost pump on. And then we hit start. And slowly advancing the mixture to full rich. Make sure the oil pressure is alright, which is here. And we're good. And we can kick in the left generator. Notice that shaking from just having the one engine on, though. Love it. Alright, and now the boost pump for the right. and click on over to start. And then bring the mixture in. Now the shaking should subside substantially. Kick in the generator and kick off the boost pumps. You know what I forgot to do was turn on the beacon. Derp, this is why this is a Shadowbox attempts flight simulation, not a Shadowbox is good at flight simulation. Alright. Parking brake can be released. Brakes we will check during the taxi. We're going to say the voltage and load meters are alright. Avionics master can come on. Lights as required. We'll go ahead and click the navigation and taxi lights on just so we're in the habit of doing so. We should be squawking 1200 because we're going VFR. Alright, cabin mode and temperature. That's going to be over here. I just bumped my mic again. We will let it auto heat, and pressure should not really be a problem for this flight. So we are flying a pressurized aircraft, so we can start doing higher altitude flights. Sorry, I'm adjusting my chair. I know, it was earlier in the checklist. I should have done it then, but I didn't. Alright. Annunciator lights can be tested. Alright, and we're going to get rolling. Let me listen to the ATIS, or the automated weather. Okay, I'm gonna, because I just realized that they did not put in the proper weather. There we go. Now let's listen to the automated weather. So we're going to be flying off runway 14. Does this have on runway 14? I don't remember. Yay, I'm not an idiot. Okay. I really need to learn this airport better. This is going to be our home base for a while. I wish this had the AccuSim with it, like the aircraft maintenance and, you know, that kind of thing that A2A does very well. But as far as how it actually flies, I enjoy flying this more than any other aircraft out there, honestly. This is my favorite one to fly. We have some rain starting. You know, I don't even know how to turn on the windshield wipers in this, if it has windshield wipers. Alright, here's our runway. That's de-icing. No, I don't know if we have windshield wipers. It's entirely possible that we don't. Is that just dust on the windshield then? It might just be dust and dirt. It's alright. It's not really affecting visibility. Oh, you know, we are on the runway, so we should have our landing lights and our strobe on, and our transponder should be on if it's not already. There, it is now on. Why are the engines behaving so differently from each other? Do have a turnaround point over here. And we will get lined up. Alright, we have some before takeoff checks we need to run through. So first one is parking brake set. Engine warm up to 1500 RPM. Fuel boost pumps coming on. Fuel selectors are on crossfeed for 10 to 15 seconds, and then return both to on. Oh, sorry, crossfeed's in the middle. On is in the middle. So, yep, we're good. So, they need to go to crossfeed. Oh, what just happened there? Oh, it's a click spot. I can't. There we go. Oh! Dang it. A Shadowbox attempts flight simulation, everybody. Attempts. Alright. Now, how in the world did I get that to... Okay, we're just going to leave it in the on position from now on. Oh, come on. There we go. Okay, those are now staying in the on position forever and always. Let's get this engine started again, though it's probably flooded. So give it some more throttle. Oh, come on. Well, generator should not be on. There it goes. And bringing the mixture in. Alright, bringing these to 1500 RPM. Flaps check and set, we'll give it a notch of flaps, because why not? Trim set for takeoff, we should be fine with trim. Give it a little nose up trim, why not? Propeller sync should be off, and that is... I know where that is. Promise. No, I don't. Oh, come on, I just flew this plane a couple days ago. Where's the prop sync? There it is. So that is off. Autopilot checked off. It is off. Throttles to 2000 RPM. Magnetos check. We're not going to check the magnetos. Pressurization is set. We can bring the throttles back to 15. Propellers feather check. Should not going to do that either. Throttle's down to idle. Parking brake can be released. Alright, set takeoff power. Let the engines catch up. And off the brakes. Why do I feel like I'm sitting on an angle? Oh, because my track IR just came off of my head. Hang on, the clip came unclipped. Fantastic timing. I need to get a new clip for sure. Frugal just reviewed one. That looks pretty good. That I will probably buy. Alright, back to flying. 4,026 feet indicated. Well, guess what? That's going to put us directly into this cloud cover. That's fine, I guess. Oh, wind's kind of blowing us around. Alright. Throttle now's going down to 35.5 inches. There we go. Propeller sync can come on. Then cowl flaps. We need to maintain 225 degrees cylinder temperature. We're at, oh, that's oil temperature. Cylinder, that's again oil temperature. No, cylinder's right there. Oil pressure, oil temp, oh, cylinder head temperature, 186. 186. We can bring them down to half, reduce our drag. See what half does. A little bit more nose up trim. Doesn't really say what to lean the fuel to. Bring the props to 27,500 RPM. About there. Fine. Boost pumps can come off. Oh, 4,026, we passed it. That's alright. 146. Alrighty. We need to drop in altitude as well. And I did check my settings. Apparently auto rudder was on, and that's why I was having such an issue with the rudder. Which, you know, makes sense. No, we need to go down. Alright, that's a good heading there. Need to go down. Now we're going to 118 and 4,800. Never click the right generator back on. Attempts flight simulation. Alright. We've gone too far. Yes, we have. Alright, now up to 4,800. To the Davis-Besse nuclear plant. Alright, and there's 4,800. And we came off our heading again. Alright, 101 and 5,600. Alright. We had the gear up. Promise. Did it say it in the checklist? Nope. And that's why you need common sense as well as your checklists. Good grief. I also never announced I was taking off to traffic, but that's fine. There's our airport. Alright, going to be entering a left-handed pattern here at the airport. Need to come back on the throttle even more. Bring up our checklist again. Descent, cowl flaps can go closed. Windshield anti-ice as required is fine. Pressurization set, power as required. Before landing, pressurization 0 differential should be fine. Seatbelts fastened. Fuel pumps can come back on. And the prop switch off. Flaps approach. Gear down. Okay, so basically what I was anticipating. Whoops, wrong key. Alright, we are on downwind. I believe our flap damage speed is about 150 knots, so we were going to want to get under that before we drop our approach flaps. Alright, we can go ahead and drop approach flaps. Fuel pumps on. Prop sync off. A little more power. Gear can come down at this time. Our final notch of flaps.
$500. Minimums. $100. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
All right, You can see my track IR is messed up again. I've got to hold my head at an angle to keep the view straight. Yep, and it's now off. This is fantastic. Thank you, track IR. Sorry for that seizure, everybody. Okay. Oh, well, that wasn't too bad. Certainly could have been worse. I need to find some way to secure my track IR clip before we do pretty much anything else, even if that's with tape. Alright. We're now clear of the runway. That means our landing lights, strobes can come off, fuel pumps can come off, flaps can come back up, and our transponder can go to standby. Alright, I'm going to park up this aircraft, and then in episode 5, I think we will actually go ahead and do the jobs that I told you about in our briefing before. Because that flight took me quite a bit of time. Well, I don't know, I noticed the episode 1 where I thought this was a better parking ramp. You know what? I don't know what's going on. Whatever. We'll just wing it. And then the texture just stops. Pretty sure these are meant to be connected. I'm just having some kind of texture error. Yeah, like this grass just looks weird. I'm having some kind of texture error going on. That's fantastic. We'll say right here's fine. Alright guys, well thanks for sticking with me through that experience. Go ahead and shut down the engines. Yay! Passed the flight test. Alright. Should be everything. Whoops. But yeah, we're definitely having some texture issues here. Don't know what's causing that interference, but something is. I don't even think I have any add-on scenery installed. Definitely don't have any add-on scenery installed here. Yeah, that's grass going right up to one of the terminals. So, yeah, that's this flight. Thank you guys very much for watching. In episode 5, of course, we will be doing the flights, the actual cargo jobs that I told you about. I'm going to restart the sim and fix my track IR, and then I'm going to record it. So, see you guys in a minute. Well, it'll probably be a day or two for you, but it'll be a minute for me. Have a good one.